So we chose West Cobb Aquatic Center to be our chosen facility. West Cobb Aquatic Center is the most popular aquatic center in Cobb County. This aquatic center requires a membership and also holds swimming classes and lifeguard training classes. The West Cobb Aquatic Center also contains diving boards with 25 feet deep water. The aquatic center also provides a party room for parties during the weekends. So there are a lot of general risks in aquatic center and public swimming pool. So there are like two type of the risk, external and internal. So the external is more like equipment and like water depth or temperature. And internal is like low fitness level, like of experiences in swimming. So in public swimming pool and aquatic center, there are a lot of like bacteria can cause diarrhea. So there's one called cryptosporidium. It's also called crypto. It can cause respiratory and gastro illness. So drowning is the most common cause of accidental deaths in children from 1 to 19 years old in the United States. And drowning and spinal injuries is always happening in public swimming pool and aquatic center. A death caused by drowning and spinal injuries will cost multiple millions of claims. Therefore, the public pool and aquatic center should do their best to avoid any deaths caused by drowning and spinal injuries. Drowning most happening with young age children, but also sometimes happening with adults. Some children are drowning even they know how to swim. So the public swimming pool are sometimes have bacteria, fungi, viruses, and protozoa, and those can cause like people get diarrhea and some outbreaks. So public pools and aquatic centers can easily separate bacteria and viruses. So keep the pool clean is essential. Therefore, customers should take shower before enter the pool. Also, the staff member need to clean the pool with chlorine liquid more often to kill the bacteria and viruses. The staff member also need to test the water quality more often. High chlorine can cause some respiratory and eye problems to children, especially for asthma and allergic symptoms.
Now move on to drowning prevention and lifeguard duty. There are 3 ways to prevent drowning incidents. First, set up fences around the swimming pool. Second, place safety tools or equipment to prepare for an emergency situation. 3. Increase the number of lifeguards at the pool to prevent any dangerous situation. The duties of lifeguard and beneficial of being lifeguard. Their duty is to prevent people from getting into situations that endanger themselves or others and to provide rescue and first aid to accident victims. Lifeguard services benefit public safety by saving lives, lowering drowning rates, and preventing injuries in aquatic recreational environment. The next topic is about guideline for fecal contamination of pool water. What are some good solutions after fecal contamination of pool water accident? First, after the minimum of 3 to 4 turnovers completed, remove the fecal matter from the pool and dispose of the fecal matter to a sanitary sewer. Second, disinfect the pool vacuum or skimmer net used to remove the fecal matter with a solution of 20 parts of water to 1 part 12% to 15 sodium hypochlorite. Third, raise the free chlorine level in the pool to at least 20 ppm and maintain the 20 ppm level for at least 9 hours. The last step is, after 3 to 4 turnovers, backwash sand filters or disassemble and clean diatomaceous earth or cartridge filters according to manufacturer recommended procedures. Now let's look at some incident cases that relate to indoor and outdoor pool. Case 1 is about giardiasis incidents at the indoor pool in Northeast New Jersey. In the fall of 1985, a group of females had exposed to giardia at the indoor pool in Northeast New Jersey. The victims were all female and they had giardia-positive stool specimens. The reason was one of handicapped group child caused transmit of Giardia limbalia infection to female group swimmers exposed to swimming pool water that was contaminated after fecal accidents. He was at the pool at the same time as female group were, which incidents happened between 9:30 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Case 2 is about outbreak of enterovirus-like illness at community wading pool. The incident happened on June 24, 1987. The Boulder County Health Department received several reports from parents concerning an illness among children who had participated in a swim class at a local municipal pool in Longmont, Colorado. The symptoms of victims were fever greater than 101 Fahrenheit, malaise, headache, stomach, nausea, or diarrhea. The outdoor wading pool was not operating properly, such as high level of water temperature, low pH level, and incorporated flow meter. Lastly, the chlorine level was between 0.1 and 0, which it must be between 1.0 and 3.0.
So our case 3 is about occurrence of P. aeruginosa in water intended for human consumption and in swimming pool water. So the incident was in 2016 to 2020. A 5-year study was done about drinking and swimming pool water, and it was tested in Croatia for their proportions of this P. aeruginosa, which is a type of bacteria that can cause blood infections and lung infections in humans. These results were then analyzed and compared with neighboring countries around the world. And the results of the study were that levels of P. aeruginosa were similar in drinking water and in pool water, being about 4.6% in pool water and 3.9% in drinking water. And it was more prevalent in warmer seasons, and as a result, several countries have included this bacteria in their national regulations as an indicator of the safety of water for human consumption. And in the case of swimming pool water, this parameter is now mandatory in all countries that were listed in this study. Okay, so our 4th case is about a smart device that can detect distress in swimmers. Because drowning is one of the leading causes of unintentional death, anti-drowning systems like this are much needed. So this paper proposes a waterproof sensor-based device that can detect distress in swimmers at varying depths and different types of water environments. So it was proposed earlier this year in February, and the device is comprised of 4 main components, which include heart rate, blood oxygen, movement, and depth sensors. And these sensors will obtain the data and then send it to the lifeguard's mobile device via a Wi-Fi signal, where a safe or drowning indicator will be displayed on the device. And work like this can pave the way for developing effective drowning sensing systems that could save tens of thousands of lives across the globe every year. Alright, so our 5th case is titled Pool Fencing for Preventing Drowning of Children. And the objective of this case was to determine if pool fencing prevents drowning in children under 14 years of age. And to do this, they searched many national research registers and databases to compile a study to calculate drowning and near-drowning cases. So for a study to be selected, it had to be designed to evaluate pool fencing in a defined population and provide relevant and interpretable data that objectively measured the risk of drowning in fenced and unfenced pools. The main results showed that 3 case control studies met their selection criteria, and the results of these studies indicate that pool fencing significantly reduces the risk of drowning. And in particular, isolation fencing, where only the pool is enclosed, is much superior to perimeter fencing, which is fencing around the entire property, including the pool. Pool fences should have a dynamic and secure gate and should isolate the pool from the house.